Good afternoon, my beautiful soul followers. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. So earlier I was reading, I read a quote, and the quote said, to love somebody is to attend 1,000 funerals of who they used to be. And it really struck me. It really and truly struck me. And it struck me because the other day I sat with a bunch of people I loved, and we were having these conversations of about people who've had these really long-term relationships, like the grandparents that got married when they were, kids, and they still love each other. They still have this big heart for each other. And then this morning I was looking at, lovely Facebook memories, and I saw this video of me and my best friend, one of my best friends, and we were dancing. It was when we were much younger, and we had been dancing together. That's how we met. And so I was laughing at it, but I had a moment of being sad because I was like, wow, we were such different people back then. We were entirely different people back then. I was in the brink of my eating disorder. I was not healthy. I was a fucking hot mess. And she had shit going on, and we loved each other. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a great time. But I thought about who we are today, and so when I read this quote, it really rang true. Hello, everybody jumping on, Javier, Marlon, everybody. It really struck me because it is the truth. In any relationship, usually I try to keep my live streams focused on intimate relationships. But in truth, this is true of every single relationship. Even the relationship with our parents, guess what? They are not the people they were when we were younger. We have to continually grieve that process of, first of all, we've grown, so we're going to see them differently. But even as they get older, we have to grieve that. As children get older, if you have kids, if you're lucky enough to have kids, guess what? We have to grieve 1,000 funerals of who they used to be when they were little. In our friendships, we have to look and in order to love somebody, we have to see their changes and allow their changes and be willing to accept their changes and take them out of the box. The same in our intimate relationships. They will not work if we continue to keep people stuck in our minds, or if they change, stop loving them. Stop loving them. Because if you truly love somebody, you embrace their changes. That's not saying you have to agree with every aspect of somebody. It is like a little kid. You don't have to love everything that they're doing to love them. You cannot like a behavior and still love them. But I feel like this is something that has become apparently clear, I think, over the last year or two as our society has really changed. And I think a lot of people are struggling. We've stopped really allowing that energy of people changing and still loving them anyway, and still seeing their growth and seeing their change. I think a lot of us are just in a rigid place, and I keep bringing this up because I feel like we are in a traumatized society. I don't know anybody that has not or is not experiencing some level of reaction to what has happened in our world, not even just in our country if you live in the US, but our world as a whole. And so I feel like this is even more pronounced now, because it's like if somebody is not in alignment, then it's out, versus really seeing that we're always changing, and to also allow ourselves to love ourselves as we change. Because in order to love other people, we have to allow ourselves and love ourselves for the changes we are making, and go, wow, I'm not the person I was when I was 25. I'm not that dancer with my bestie. I'm a different person. To love that new person, not to stop doing my growth, but to love that new person I am and that I'm becoming. And guess what? The next stage is going to require a different version of me. But I think that we can love people as they change. We can keep them in our lives as they grow, as they change, if we're willing to grieve who they were and to not keep trying to pull them back into who they were. Well, no, I want you to fit in this box. No, I want you to fit in this box. Oh, I know that you did this and this and this and you've changed your life, but no, you must fit into my box. So that is where we have to look at ourselves. And when we say we really love somebody, are we willing to accept their changes? And again, going back to the kids, because I think kids are a beautiful example of this. Whether you have kids or you have kids close to you in your life, I think when a 4-year-old becomes an 8-year-old, we don't love them any less because they're 8 now and they're different and they have different issues and they have different idiosyncrasies. No, we love them because they've changed in their beautiful souls, whether, they're that 4-year-old, doing that cute stuff, or they're now the 8-year-old doing different cute stuff. We love them in their growth process. But as adults, do we do that? Do we do that when our partner decides to change directions of their career? Do we love them when there is a shift in our relationship, shift in not personality, but shift in kind of dynamics if somebody's going through struggles or really working through shadow stuff, or really in their light because we struggle to really embrace people at their best just as much as we struggle to embrace people at their worst. We really do not like, as humans, the polarity. We want this middle ground. So we tend to drop people when they're in their shadow or drop people when they're at their highest. And so it is a question for you all to ask yourself, where are you not, you say you love people, but where are you not stepping up to attend their funeral again and again and again and still be there? Still be there. That's the difference. I hear a lot of people like, oh yeah, I'm going to love them and let them go. I did a consult a week, 2 weeks ago, and this gentleman was telling me, he's like, yep, I love her, I'm just going to let her go, just like push her out of her life. And I was like, well, do you really love her, or are you not willing to accept her changes? Are you not really willing to truly stay in her life and stay in that process, in the grit of things? And sometimes it is time for people to leave our lives and things, but my question to you all, and my kind of random processing with you guys today, is to think about, where are you not allowing and grieving how people have changed and people are growing? And are you truly loving them as they are today? As they are today. And guess what? If you're saying, yeah, I challenge you to keep thinking. Because even the most loving person, the person who really wants to embrace their loved ones, I do believe we can always do better. We can always love people harder. We can always step up our game. And then look at yourself, because as always, that's where it starts. Where are you not loving your changes? Where are you not allowing yourself to grow in your own mind? In your own mind. I know that there's things that I go, I define myself by things that I'm like, no, that was 8 years ago. That was 20 years ago. That's not who I am anymore. So also look there. Look at where you're not allowing your growth. Because if you're not allowing your own growth, you're not going to your own funerals in a way, guess what? You're not doing that with your relationships. Our relationships are a mirror. They're a complete and utter mirror. So appreciate who people were way back in the day. Just like I was with my friend going, we were crazy. And it was beautiful. And guess what? We're still crazy and we're still beautiful. We're just different. We're different now. And I love her the way the way I loved her back then. It's just different. It's a different. Because I've watched her change and grow, and I can appreciate that. So, before I continue to ramble on, I do want you to look at all that. On a side note, before I get off and go do some Christmas decorating and all that fun stuff on this holiday weekend. I have a ELVES Made Me Do It sale like I do every single year, so go check that out. I have some bundles of packages in order to kind of get us set up for 2022, because I have faith that 2022 is just going to be rocking it for so many people. So many people, and I want to start that energy now. Let's start that energy now. Let's not wait until January. Let's start that energy of change and confidence and self-love and moving forward now, today. So head over to addisonbell.net. You can check out my special that I have going on. And other than that, go have an amazing holiday weekend, guys. And I will see you tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Bye.